This is a bit of a review of the contents of a small electronics Goldmine surprise box because it sold out of the big ones. This particular one is a G2200, but there's still a bunch of really useful stuff in it. A whole load of crystals, 20 megacycles, 20.48 megacycles, 4,194,304 cycles per second, which I think is 2 to the 22nd, or yeah, it'd be 2 to the 22nd. So that would be, so that basically you divide that, 4,194,004 times, and you get 1 cycle per second output. But don't hold me to it. Bunch of lytics, really tiny motor. I think that's actually something like a vibrator motor for like a cellular telephone, pager, etc. But it doesn't have a little eccentric whatchamacallit stuck on the shaft, so you can mount something on the shaft, you could use it. A bunch of mil-spec resistors, this rather interesting glass encapsulated, I don't know if that's a diode or a resistor or capacitor, what exactly that is, I can't really see the internal construction. This really interesting mil-spec marked, but it's a glass encapsulated resistor element. It's 681 ohms, 1% tolerance. Whole load of these really interesting capacitors, which are a surface mount MLCC, metal-leaded chip carrier, but it's got leads stuck on it, and it's mounted in a glass cylinder. Seen these before, but I've been really looking to get some, and I've got a whole bunch. Various LEDs, some bog standard, I think gallium arsenide or similar dye chemistry red, some bicolor LEDs, amber super bright, or no, yellow super bright LED, and this little T1 3/4 job, which is a, you can just barely see the chip in there. You see that black dot towards the top. That's actually an RGB color changing LED, but it's a rather slow one. Diode there, some chips, 74HC, 74HCT32, and a 54 LS08, so no spec logic there. Random circuit board for some kind of light sensitive alarm or something or other. One interesting thing about it is on the back it's actually got some PCB mount fuses and positions for a bunch of fuse protected metal oxide varistors, which is largely just to prevent catastrophic failure of the mobs if they're exposed to a surge beyond what they're capable of handling. ATC fuses, little PCB mount, RJ45 jack, some 1800 ohm 5 watt ceramic resistors, fuse holder there, although for 1/4 inch diameter, 1 1/4 inch long cartridge fuses, relays, some chokes, some ferrite beads with leads glued in them. That's actually really useful for EMI suppression, some various resistor networks. At least I think this particular one's a resistor network. That one almost certainly is. Power resistor there, some speakers, whole load of film caps, motors, some 2.7 nanofarad, 1% tolerance capacitors. Quite interesting to find ones with tolerance that small. More of these disc connector breakout boards. I think I might use those for LEDs or something. Couple of what I'm thinking are strobe trigger transformers, 1/4 inch TRS barrel jack. No, just a 1/4 inch TRS jack, not a barrel connector. Couple powder metallurgy gears, some 2N6714 power transistors, couple PTFE standoffs. These are for mounting, in this case, screwing to a chassis, or in this case, gluing into a printed circuit board. Anything where you've got a really ultra high impedance node and you don't want leakage currents. And these, which I'm thinking are some kind of photosensor, although they might be a humidity sensor. One interesting thing about them is that there is nothing protecting the bond wire, so these would obviously be integrated into some kind of exterior package just to protect them. And a whole load of 680 nanofarad epoxy blob pants. And there's some of these slightly sticky film caps. Again with the annoying EU potential code on them. So yeah, pretty good thing. And also got a couple of another one of the GP63 lamp assortments. And they are mixing it up again. There's a couple of tape and reel package T2 or tape and reel. Well, prior to insertion, whatever it is, they come in a tape and reel. T2 envelope lamps, some more of those axial ones. I actually have one running there. It's running pretty good on 6 volts. I think it could probably handle it to about 8 volts or so. Certainly running a pair of them in series on 12 volts wouldn't be too much of a problem. Some other 1.5 volt lamps, some more of those American made flashers, some PCB mount with a little green skizzy on them. Just a little silicone sleeve just for tinting the light, obviously for automotive instrument panel use. And there was also somewhere in here, but I can't easily find it right now, a little silicone sleeve, except it was yellow, that's intended for those little tiny grain of rice lamps there. So yes, highly recommended.